Hey, have you ever wondered what to do with leftover turkey? Teach you how to make a turkey soup. It's technically a Southwest turkey soup. It's super good if you like Mexican, spicy kind of food. Okay, so these are the ingredients for our Southwest turkey soup. We have about 3 cups of leftover turkey. I did go a little over, so 3 cups is like a starting point. Let's put it that way. And we're making this because if you're going to eat meat, you should absolutely eat all of it so that the animal isn't, dying for no reason. So I have leftover turkey. It's dark meat, and I don't really love dark meat, but in soup you can't even tell. A bag of canned corn, and then a can of turkey bone broth. They called for chicken broth, but I think that would be better. Black beans, and this is the brand. If you want authentic, this is the way to go. Always, that's it. End of story. We want diced tomatoes with green chilies. Seasoning wise, we're going to go with a chili powder, and I gotta be honest, this is not the brand. This is actually the brand. We just refill them because all of the seasonings that we use on a regular basis are right up here. Then we have cayenne, and then we have cumin, and then we have jalapenos. Obviously the cans are all just the cans. We want the black beans rinsed, and we do not want to rinse or drain this at all. We want all of the juices. Okay, so to be a little more precise here, we used, I'm going to turn my light on. Hold on one moment. There we go. That might help us a little bit. So we put a teaspoon and a half of chili powder, so 3 half teaspoons. That's done. And then we did 3 teaspoons of cumin. And then we did 1/4 of teaspoon of cayenne. And the only thing I didn't mention earlier is you're going to do 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. And then you want 2 to 3 tablespoons of jalapenos. I like to measure them out of the jar in their rings because then you usually get more. If you do not like spice, I would say cut up some, measure as you go, cutting them so that you get only a tablespoon, only 2 tablespoons, only 3 tablespoons, whatever your spice content you prefer is. Because remember that the tomatoes have a green chili in them, so that's going to have a little bit of a spice to it already. So the jalapeno is really just to intensify to your own liking. I just realized that I just cut all of these without wearing gloves. So that means that I can't touch my face for I don't know, hours. So when you're cutting jalapenos, the best thing to do is wear gloves so that you don't necessarily get, I forget what they call it, like pepper fingers or something. These are canned, so I don't think I'll have as much of a reaction. But I just thought I should probably mention that and not just keep in a time lapse of me cutting up jalapenos. Like that's just not a big deal. Now that we have those cut, I'm gonna rinse the beans off of camera and we will come back and assemble. Okay, here we go. Tomatoes I put in first because it's in a can, and I want to use this can to measure my broth because it said that it wanted you to do this size can. So look at that, perfect. Dump that in. Then here's our rinsed beans. And then our turkey. And then our jalapenos. And then our bagged corn. And then before we put the seasonings in there, I'm just gonna give it a good stir because it just seems like that would be a smart idea. Kind of get them all in there. Don't be too concerned about like, oh, there's not enough liquid, because once it starts going, it's gonna kind of juice up a little bit more too. All right. All right. So this is what it looks like right now at this point. And then all of the seasonings that we measured out are all in here. We're just gonna and stir that in. And then we're gonna turn it on high for just a little while. Probably, I don't know, half hour or so. Just until you start to really see it kind of bubbling, and then you'll drop it down on low and let it just kind of simmer until you are ready to eat. Earlier, I wanted to mention that there was a step that we skipped where you were supposed to saute a medium onion. I don't have the medium onion, but I typically do half of that, and I have done it without the onion and with the onion, and I gotta tell you, I don't particularly notice a ton of difference because I don't really love onions, so I kind of usually don't use a ton of it in there. So I skipped that step and just kind of assembled everything. However, I do have some green onions here, and when you are done, you can top the soup with cheese, sour cream, some green onion to kind of supplement the fact that there's no onion in there. Hey guys, so it's been about an hour, and this is what it's looking like. See? I told you there'd be more fluid eventually. And yeah, you probably let this go for a few hours. It's not anything like scientific, obviously. We just put this in there, and Jeremy should be home in like an hour and a half or so. So when I plate the food, I will take a picture and show you what it looks like. Bye. Okay, so this is my very last update before Jeremy gets home and we plate the food. I accidentally left this on high for the last hour and a half. So I believe this has been on high for about 2 hours, and it's fine. There's no burning, nothing like that. But I just wanted to show you that there has a lot more juices than there was before. And I have dropped it down to low now, and it'll just kind of sit here and simmer. You do at one point want to see some bubbling, so I would change what I said earlier. Instead of 30 minutes, you know, go by when you start to see it bubble, then drop it down on low and just kind of let it simmer and hang out until whenever you're ready to plate it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is what you all been waiting for. We're gonna put a little bit of sour cream on the top. If you don't like sour cream, well,
go die.
And Jeremy's home with his crude commentary. Ooh, go die? That's rough. And then you want to actually assist me?
Oh. Oh!
Some cheese.
Cheese.
Did you just get a nice shot of the back of my head?
Briefly. Cheese.
Obviously, you can get Mexican cheese. That would probably add more of that Mexican flavor to the Southwest dish, but we just got the good old Kobe Jack. And then, last but not least, because we did not have onion, we're just gonna put some green onion on top.
Boop, boop, boop. Boop, boop, boop.
You wanna be the taste tester?
Is it hot?
It's probably a little hot. It just came out of it.
Mix it first. Sour cream distribution. So good.
All right. If you liked this and you actually made it, tell me that you made it below. Tell me what your favorite add on top is if you have something different than us. And
What you got?
yeah, peace.